The last date for application of pharma PLI schemes for APIs, that is raw materials for drugs actually, active pharmaceutical ingredients, and for bulk drugs is November 30th. So practically tomorrow is the last day. However, players in the pharma sector have said that there is only a lukewarm response to the government's PLI or production linked incentive scheme. Some suggest more incentives and tweaks may be needed to ignite interest. To discuss this, we have with us Vijay Garg, Joint Managing Director at IOL Chemicals and Pharmaceuticals, Adish Patil, CFO of Aarti Drugs, and Sujesh Shetty, Partner and Pharma Head at PwC India. Gentlemen, good morning and thank you very much for joining us. Mr. Garg, let me start with you. You are applying?
No, we are not applying for any of the PLI.
Okay. Any reason? I mean, the feedback that we have got is that industry would like more incentives. In your case, is it more incentives or you don't think that's your area of interest?
No, basically for us, this is not the incentive that we are not applying, but this is the area, because if you see the major thrust is on fermentation-based product, and we are not into fermentation-based product. Our product pipeline is existing pipeline is of altogether different product, whereas the intermediates and the APIs which are selected in the PLI are majorly on the different segment.
Okay.
So that is the reason we are concentrating presently on our core strengths. But yes, in going forward, we are exploring some possibility for the technology provider, like in chemical synthesis. One of the major, you can say, selected item is DCDA, which is used for metformin, and PAP, which is used for paracetamol. Both these products are in line with our product portfolio. We are exploring the possibility of getting the technology either from India or from abroad. So that is why we have not applied for any product till date.
Those are under PLI?
Yeah, these are under PLI. These are the intermediates under PLI. If you see the four intermediates, 4-MIME, CDA, DCDA, and PAP, these are the major intermediates which are 100%, I would say, import dependent from China.
Okay. Adish Patil is also with us. Adish, what is your own view? What do you think is lacking in this scheme? Do you need more clarity? And will you be looking to apply?
Any scheme, if they want to launch, there are always challenges. Good part about this government is that they were very interactive and taking feedback from the industry about how they want to tweak the PLI scheme. Even when they launched the scheme in July, after that also they took feedback from a lot of industry players, and they included exports, which was earlier not there. Then they removed that minimum capex requirement, which was not required. So government seems very open. We are participating in the scheme. I cannot disclose how many molecules as of now. And in fact, government is also coming up with a chemical intermediate PLI scheme, which also looks interesting. So yes, yeah. So let's see. We are quite hopeful. Obviously, there are few caveats which needs to be addressed, but then we are hopeful that government will take the industry response very positively and tweak the schemes accordingly.
Now, 1 minute, that means you are putting in an application?
Yes.
Before the 30th. Okay.
Yes.
And how long do you think it would take before, for the localizing of production?
So the technology we already have of the products for which we are putting. The thing is, they have given time till I think 1.5 years to commence the production, which is good enough time. And I think they will take 4 months to evaluate who will be qualifying for PLI scheme. But irrespective of whether we qualify or not, we have selected this product based on the merits we have, and because of the fact that they are in line with our product strategy.
Okay. In that case, Adish, if already you find the scheme good enough to put in an application, what more would you want?
There are few conditions. Now, even I'm not sure. We need to get it clarified. Like there is a 70% value addition. That is one of the conditions. Means, for example, if you are selling the product at 100 rupees, then the import content of that product should not be more than 30 rupees. And they have asked us to specify a particular selling price in the application. Now, whether that 30% is linked to that selling price, which they have asked in application, or whether it is related to the selling price which will actually achieve, because when there is a movement in prices of the raw material, the prices of the selling price also move accordingly. So, so with that 30% is linked to the price which is listed in the application, or will it be listed to the market price? That clarity actually I'm waiting.
Actually, maybe Sujay is best placed since he must be interacting with the government and with a whole host of pharma companies. Good morning, Sujay. What's your take? Is this are confusions like these stalling PLI applications?
Absolutely. Lata, firstly, thank you very much, and my deepest apologies for the no-show on the camera due to connectivity. Very, very briefly, the government did well to recognize the problem. As you know, this has profound implications for our patients if we don't sort out our self-reliance on APIs. To build on the point that the other two gentlemen said, we actually are seeing good interest on the PLI scheme. But there are two overarching concerns, Lata, if I had to simplify the two big buckets. The first is in the nature of the beast itself. The capex that is required today versus the prices that will prevail in the market a few years down the line when these projects come on stream are going to be something that will be a source of concern to the industry, because China still remains the elephant in the room. Their top four SOEs still dominate the API market. So the first big bucket, the concerns are from the promoters and investors. How well are my investments protected? What can I do to get a rate of return on the investment? And some of this, is playing out. The second big bucket, Lata, is around the operational headaches which still need to be sorted out, which I think the government has seized up. The first and foremost are regulatory clearances. API is subject to such difficult environment clearance norms. Some of them are probably more stricter than first world economies. And there are some like land acquisition which continue to persist. So if you put these two buckets together, the area that the government really likes to see self-reliance on, which is fermentation-based industry, which is what my colleague from IOL just said, that is where you're not getting the kind of interest that you should. Eventually we will. But I think at this point in time, these are the two big block of concerns that we see in our conversations between the government and the industry.
What might make people take interest in fermentation, you think, Sujay?
I still think there's an opportunity here, though I know that it's not the government's business to be in the business of API, but that base chemical that goes all the way down to backward integration, which actually has connections.
Yeah, no. What is keeping them? Is it because of cost of land?
A few of those. I think if you have to put very top of the mind, I think the environmental clearances are the one under the 80-20 rule that needs to be dealt with fastest. They take inordinately long, compliance is inordinately high, and there's regulatory clearances for each product rather than mix of products, which really makes running an API plant really, really complicated. In addition to everything, land is a union versus state territory level issue. I think that can be sorted out by some of the bulk drug parks. That brings me to the last point. In that scheme, there was also a thrust on bulk drug parks, but unfortunately, the timing mismatch between when the bulk drug parks will come up and this scheme, you cannot fully cash in on the full level of incentives. So some of that land acquisition is meant to be addressed in the bulk drug parks, but that will still take some more time to come.
Eventually, the bigger question is what is the revenue potential for companies, right? Because that's what the stocks are also running on. Adish, I want you to come in on this because I understand that you're looking to invest about 150 to 200 crores of capex into this PLI scheme. Is that true? And what do you think the medium-term revenue potential could be?
So we are not disclosing exactly how much we are investing in the PLI scheme. The overall capex plan is around 500 to 600 crores. So out of that, few of the projects will be going for PLI, no doubt about that. So as I said, means the main reason why we are selecting this product is because our strategy was always to go for import substitute products. In fact, we had done that since 2013 successfully, and that is why 6 of the of our top 10 molecules are matching with the 23 products which are listed in chemically synthesized API products in the PLI scheme. So that is the main reason why we are going ahead with this product, irrespective of whether the scheme comes or not.
Very quickly, Mr. Garg, is that the problem for you also, regulatory clearances?
To answer your question, Lata, which you asked from Mr. Sujay, see, the pullback is because, especially in fermentation, is because of there are two, three reasons. One is the pricing, because the China pricing is so attractive that industry is really in a fear psychosis whether they will be able to sustain with such a big capex, and the technology available in China is much better than what we have today. So that is why industry is taking time, to apply for this in fermentation, especially because the only reason is we have to be very, very much competitive in terms of technology so that our cost of production should be better than China.
Got that.
And secondly, people are worried that in case they start production, say maybe 2023 is the year when the scheme is to be, as per the scheme document, we have to start the production. So this 2 to 3 years is a very short time, to bring up a very good technology, robust technology to compete the Chinese product which are available in the market.
Got
So that is, these are the one or two. And second, as one of the colleagues mentioned, is the regulatory plus environmental clearances.
Okay.
Because the fermentation products are subject to environmental clearance, and the norms are really, really stringent in India.
Okay, got that. Gentlemen, out of time. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining in and enlightening us about the problems in the scheme. Ultimately, you have to be more productive than the competition. Otherwise, all the incentives in the world will not help.